well. Because sometimes, matters that are of national issue affect people in our area, but not really that much. Sometimes, what really affects us are the issues that are happening locally in our city. So we could technically have it also. And then in the world also, if the opportunity would to provide an expansion of that, why not? Topics to which students will share their opinions, branch out from political, social, ethical, educational, spiritual issues. So they will be categorized so that students, if they have this inclination towards political issues, they could get into it and come up with different discussions. Or if their issue is more on social ones, they could get into it. So I am viewing it that the blog would not only cater to a certain inclination or interest, realizing that students vary their interests from one to the other. So I wanted to cater to that kind of pluralism or diversity. And then pluralism of ideas shall sprout in this landscape. So I wanted students to really share their ideas. If they wanted to exchange comments, they wanted to debate or exchange their views, I would really that's how I wanted my site to the blog to be. I am thinking that if I'm going to introduce this one in the mainstream of our educational system, it would be very difficult if I would rely solely on the idea that it should catch the students' interest. So I think that I need to provide a string wherein at first I will oblige them first, and eventually in the process would cultivate interest in them, so that even if they are not anymore my students, the interest that has been cultivated in them would continuously propel them, even if they go to college already, that they have adopted the spirit of blogging. So my style will be, in the pilot testing of the activity, I intend to make blogging as a requirement for my students. So they could not say really no, because it will be given a certain percentage of their grade. I would suggest this one to our academic coordinator, and in having done so, students will be obliged to come up with their responses on different issues. This will ignite the wit, okay? And to continuously sustain the flame, I will explore the option of requiring my students to let people in the community that they know provide comments on their answers also. I wanted to come up with a picture wherein if they commented on a certain issue, they will look for somebody, perhaps their parents, or their aunts or uncles or neighbors that they have, or the professionals in their community, to react or comment on the issues that they have provided. So in that case, I wanted to see the difference of the ideas, the difference of expressions that they have, which I guess would be also supplemental and would help the students enrich their ideas and widen their perspective on a certain view. Further, students will be encouraged to provide questions or topics which will be answered by their respective parents. I will also provide a part wherein students could raise issues, students could raise questions or queries, but before these questions or queries will be posted, it will still be filtered, okay? And it will be evaluated by me, and then afterwards, after the evaluation, considering all of the aspects, I will post it. And then so parents could technically answer this one, since our school has a good relationship with the parents that we have. By doing so, I could also address to some teenage issues that parents tend to neglect. So this would work, this would provide the win-win situation. Students are developed and parents are technically aware of what are the issues that are happening in their children. So I guess that's a very good way also of strengthening the bonds between parents and teachers. And the strategy hope to reach the different sectors in our society, as it tends to involve most, if not all. Because example, if the issue would concern the people in the educational system, I would ask our students to technically look for these professionals and comment on their issues. If another sector will be needed to come up with, will be needed or tapped to come up with comment. So by doing so, I am hoping that, the flame would continuously burn and would reach the different sectors of our community. My primary resources would be newspapers, be it of local or national circulation, and then students' opinions as well, guests, the magazines, and there will be categorization. That's all.
Can I start the comment? So, I'm thinking this is like a mini camp vlog for your class. Kasi what we're doing is making vlog. Then you want them to vlog also. Or just comment on issues. You post an issue.
Yeah, post an issue, and then they would come up with their comments.
It's like, essentially like a mini camp vlog. Siguro the focus of your questions, it would be interesting if it's, I keep on saying localized. Pero for your school, what are the present issues? Or if there are issues that are national, global in scope, but how does one from your community feel about that? Something like, for me, that's what I think you should explore.
On my side, I would please specifically define the Generation X boys. You mentioned that you want to have a venue where other people can interact with you, but what if that people don't belong to the Generation X that you are talking about? So it should have, I think, a good product name so that it will catch everybody's attention. So and the material that you will be using will not simply be a clipping from the newspaper. Why not let them do their own writing and try to critique their work and come up with the threads wherein you can share the topics of similar value and similar content, but with different perspective on different issues. And actually, we're recording it, and this will be part of our blog. Okay, this is part of the Generation X. So I think I belong to that generation.
Okay, good for you.
What generation feel about? So far as your students are concerned,
Yeah,
I
the students.
but I know we need to say already.
Next year, 8th of 1.
Tapos na pala yung Generation Y.
It's Z already.
B or Gen Y, but the point is it's not X
It's not
anymore.
X.
Yung also pala, yung issues pala, the questions that you are going to post, binded by something parang yung theme, di ba?
A theme, it will be thematic.
Oo. Kasi we can have a lot of questions on a certain subject. Parang hindi ka cluttered yung...
What about, sir, if what I've said, there will be categories.
Could be
Categories work.
blogs within the blog. No, parang something like that. This is the blog site, and in that blog, there are plenty of sections, pages, catering different subjects, topics.
If you can require students, why not? At
Yes.
least may leadership ka na.
And their participation is what Mom said, participative journalism. Yes.
And you can be a moderator. In fact, you can refrain from commenting at Subian, the silent method. You can approach the silent, approaching it using the silent method, not comment at all, and simply moderate on their comments by categorizing, classifying, or in some cases, having blocks removed this post.
And if you are into this initiative, you should consider that you cannot work alone. You have to link your site with, you have first to join different networking sites, so we'll advise you. After joining, after penetrating their system, that's the time for you to insert your idea.
How do you do that?
That's actually easy. You provide the link. For example, if you're in Facebook, hey guys, I have stuff here, please read, please see this. Then go to our other site, please see this, and they will visit that site, just click on the link. Then you can now get them connected. Networking sites connected to different networking sites.
Sige, Veronica, you're up. I think, sir, Ericson.